Alright guys, g'day, welcome back. I'm going to do a showcase run for Piccolo Jr., who was just released on both Global and JP for Golden Week, alongside Tech Goku, both from the 23rd World Tournament. A sorely needed representation of an arc and characters, and obviously there is a massive Piccolo fan in the development team because he's just had banger release after banger release. I mean, look at what we've got on rotation here. The banner unit STR Piccolo from the Worldwide Celebration last year, straight into Superhero Piccolo, who is arguably the best unit in the game still. And then this Piccolo Jr. is absolutely nuts. If you haven't watched him just absolutely tear ass through Extreme Super Battle Road, check out the video that I posted yesterday. I think they'll go about this video will probably go up about 24 hours after that. But it is just absolute insanity what he does in Super Battle Road. Yeah, it's just crazy. So I built a bit of a funnier team to run through the Gamma 1 and 2 Red Zone. It's actually probably the first time I've used LR STR Cooler without his Easy A STR Cooler counterpart. I usually just glue those two together because that is such a monster rotation. So it'll be interesting to see him at a slightly nerfed situation. I'll probably keep him on rotation with one of the Piccolos, the Piccolo Juniors, I should say. They will share 3 links, I believe: Fierce Battle, Terrifying, Thirst for Conquest, and Big Bad Bosses. We'll float around Metal Cooler. He's a great floater in my opinion. We'll obviously provide a few more links to the STR Cooler. And then Ginyu, I'm just going to float around as well. He's not going to be much of a contributor. He just supports for 30% for everyone that he's on turn with, though he won't be Rainbow Orb changing because there's no other Ginyu Force allies on the team. And he will probably get slapped up a bit given that there's no buff for him having no other Ginyu Force allies on the team. So we'll see how Cooler goes here. The enemy is stunned, so we're not really at any risk. Much like Cooler, Piccolo needs to attack to build up. However, he needs to super attack, so he's more akin to Ultimate Gohan, the LR, where actually similar to the LR Ultimate Gohan, Piccolo Jr. needs 5 supers in total to max his passive out, which isn't all that bad, especially if you have a sus of Piccolo's design. He has additionals built in certain circumstances, especially in slot 2 and 3, so shouldn't be too much of a big deal, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of hang on, that's his 3rd super, isn't it? Cooler, this is his 4th. Do the 5 supers turn 1 at your worst, just for the hell of it. I wonder what his defense would be, because it's 50%. Was that 4 or 5 supers? I can't quite remember. But I mean, Piccolo here. Is this my Piccolo? It is, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna run my Piccolo on rotation with Cooler, and that's a double super straight up, and he's just, what was that? 6 and a 7. Oh, he does. Oh, he's gonna be strong. Oh, I can't wait to see what his defense is, because I think he gets a temporary boost. Oh, he's just done 4 supers. So yeah, I guess when comparing him to LR Ultimate Gohan, who builds up in exactly the same way, needing 5 super attacks, I guess that's where Gohan's frustrations build, is that he can't do any more than 3 in a turn, and he's key restricted to do that even, and there's no chance of him being fully built up with his intro passive active, in the sense that sure, you can get 6 supers in 2 turns, but you can't kind of come into a turn with the intro passive and do an 18 key super whilst he's fully built up, unlike his counterpart LR Piccolo here, who can take 5 attacks in his first appearance, which he would have done 15. He didn't take any supers in the last, didn't take any attacks in the last turn. Otherwise that would have been a fully built up super attack, you know what I mean? And he would have done 17 mil. That's crazy. He probably would have been pushing 20 mil if I had him in the 2nd slot, fully built up, because he would have got not only the support from Ginyu, but also legendary power. So, and this pick, what a rotation, seriously. This STR Piccolo will be somewhat nerfed in that he gets 15% damage reduction per movie heroes on the team, movie heroes ally on the team. Obviously, there are no other movie heroes other than the LR Piccolo, so it'll only be 15% damage reduction for STR Piccolo at any given time. Alrighty, what's going to happen here? So I think he needs one more super to be fully built up. What's this? I mean, like the Goku, they get a 1 turn buff from the start of the fight, which expires after 1 appearance, and then they get a 5 turn buff, which is either 3 appearances if you leave them on rotation, or 2 appearances if you float them. So that's why that kind of didn't go higher than the last turn, because there was a 100% attack and defense buff that had expired. And Cooler is looking quite healthy as well. What's that? 2, that's 4. So I think he's got 1 more attack to max his passive, because I think his is 10 as well. 10 attacks, by the way. And again, STR, I mean, bringing LR Ultimate Gohan into the conversation again, who often gets compared to LR Cooler, given their similarities to their design. Ooh, active skill. Do I use that? We'll see. Transform is a good link that they share. The LR and the Dokkan Fest. Yeah, we'll use it.
Unforgivable. Just you wait. I still have my final resort.
I remember when I first watched the OG Dragon Ball, which I watched after I watched Dragon Ball Z, because obviously that was how it released in Australia. When I saw Piccolo do that thing where he grabs his arms for this active skill, and when I saw it in the actual show, I thought he was going to tear both of his arms off for some reason. I don't know why, and I don't know what purpose that would have served, but it just gave me that, because I knew Namekians could obviously grow back their limbs. It was just a thought that ran through my head. This looks all good. So you don't have that. Yeah, so the banner unit Piccolo obviously gets that temporary buff that lasts 2 appearances if he's left on rotation after he gets hit. So you'll see the little attack and defense symbol when he takes his first hit. That will be active for the next turn that he appears, but will not be active and have to be reset the following one. But I don't know if we'll even make it to that point, to be honest. So that's without that defense active, which still isn't too bad, all things considered. 6.7, so that's fully built up for a 12 or 13 key super, which is very, very good. I love this Piccolo so much. I tend to just throw him on teams whenever I just need a final, if I'm not kind of focusing on him, you know what I mean, which I'm obviously going to bring the other Piccolo with him, but if I just need a floater, I just throw him on. I just think he's just that good. He doesn't really support, especially if he's just floating around in turn 3. He obviously has that key support, but he needs to get hit first, which is relatively rare in turn 3. There are the odd fights, like your Cell Max. Oh, Giant Form. Alright, this is a great Piccolo showcase, actually. Getting to see everything. We've seen the active skill, we've seen the intro. We've seen him, what was it, a quad super? Quad super in the first turn or something. Jesus. Monstrous. So yeah, one of the reasons as well that I've opted to build him, obviously he's only 55%, so he's not necessarily built or tailored at any point yet. I'm not going to really give him any crit. That's probably not necessarily ideal for a lot of people's opinions, I guess, or how you might build him, but he has effective versus all types versus 1 enemy, which I think will be fairly common. And then in this giant form where you're basically just emitting free damage, he is effective versus all types, period, with a chance to crit. So I don't see any value in giving him anything else. So I'll be going full additional with the rest dodge, because taking attacks isn't as necessary for him either, as opposed to the Goku, who takes 10 attacks to build up his passive. I'm going to try and avoid putting any more than like your 3 dodge on him, I think. But they're both 55% for now. My thought process might change after giving them a little bit more use over time. But let me know how you're planning to build him and what your reasons are. Like most things, I don't think there's necessarily a wrong build. I mean, there's the odd unit that has a wrong build, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's your game at the end of the day, so I hope you have fun. That's all I'd give you advice to do. But yeah, I'd love to know how your train of thought leads you to build these units. Or any other units, by the way, if you disagree with how I've potentially built particular unit, feel free to speak up. I don't mind. They're always decent discussions as long as you keep it civil. You know, understand that everyone has a different kind of approach to things. So yeah, and let me know any other thoughts you have, especially on these new units, these Piccolo and the Goku as well. There will be showcases up for him at very similar times to these throughout this week. I'd love to know what you're thinking about these units, because I think they're perfect. I wouldn't change too much about them currently, at least.
Unforgivable. Just you wait. I still have my final resort.
And I said it in a previous video as well. Hopefully, we'll get a good, solid Dokkan Fest Lord Slug soon. Because having big bad bosses, fierce battle, and thirst for conquest at the very least, transform if they opt to go for a giant form slug, will be a very powerful partner for this Piccolo. Especially like on fringe teams, like those links will be active 90% of the time on his team, the Terrifying Conquerors, especially with all the coolers and the freezers and Garlic Jr. even going around. But on things like the Namekians, he's not going to be as accommodated for a majority of his links, unfortunately. So with a slug, a good solid Lord Slug unit, he very well could just have that nice linking partner on a Namekians team, which obviously we're getting the easy A for physical Piccolo, the Dokkan Fest 2 transforms from the first form Cell / Android 17 fight. So yeah, Namekians is looking very healthy at the moment, and with a good solid Lord Slug, honestly, it's really filling out. There's actually kind of a bit of a bench building as well. So yeah, I hope they go that direction, and hopefully they treat him like the Cooler, like your Android 13, like your Bojack, where Slug might transform. Maybe I'd probably opt not to go the giant form route. I know that means he won't have transform, which will be nice for this Piccolo, but maybe the old Slug, and then active skill wishes for his youth. I think that'd be a cool option for him. Jesus, it'll be 9 point what? And 10 point? .8 after that, so that's his third attack. I'd love to see him get supered there, just to see what he was doing. And then Ginyu actually probably will get killed, especially if he gets supered. Oh, 500k on a normal, not good. Oh well. Let me know what you reckon, guys. That's Piccolo and a little bit of a makeshift team. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.